Hello, lovely humans. I am here today to talk about burnout. I wrote out a bunch of website copy and I thought it might be accessible to read it, and I think it's fun. And I'm more likely to watch videos too to learn things. So, burnout. Caitlin Ruby Miller, therapist, artist. Okay. Are you searching for ways to recover from pervasive burnout? Have you reached a depth of burnout that you haven't previously experienced? Burnout, to me, is a state of low energy that is pervasive and likely includes multiple domains of energy. The domains of energy can include 1. Physical energy. Some examples: bodily energy, good general health, a strong immune system. 2. Cognitive energy. Examples: executive functioning, completing moderate to complex cognitive tasks. 3. Creative energy, such as drive for creative process or fresh ideas. 4. Emotional energy, such as space for all emotions, awareness and processing of emotions. 5. Social energy, such as interest and energy for interacting with people you typically enjoy, energy to engage in more depleting social situations. And 6. Spiritual energy, a sense of interconnectedness with the world, and an engagement in personal philosophy or faith, as examples. I hope that you can use this list to get an idea of where you are at. If 10 is peak energy and 1 is the lowest possible in each domain, where are you today in each domain? Where have you been in the past 3 months in general? And when you have considered yourself not in burnout, what was your average level? This might be alarming, but it can also help you design a path towards recovery. I'm going to read through the different types of energy again, and then I'll keep going. Physical energy, cognitive energy, creative energy, emotional energy, social energy, and spiritual energy. I get specific with clients and also prioritize maximizing energy in certain domains versus other based on the client's preferences. Perhaps recovering physically is more important than emotionally for you in this moment of life, or the other way around. Getting specific and recovering from each domain of energy is important. I work with clients on finding low cost, defined as accessible, easy ways to approach changes in behaviors, ways to approach recovering energy. Having lofty goals for energy recovery can be helpful if they are paired with the reality that we may have a long road ahead of us and that often recovery is non-linear. There are definitely exciting bursts of recovery that can happen for folks that can feel like unlocking what you've been hoping for. And I see this in my practice. This does exist. But often things take time. I encourage clients to process disappointment as well as frustration with the process, all the while continuing to hold hope for recovery and experimenting with ways to get back to better energy, which inevitably makes you feel more like yourself. Little tangent here. I once had a client say something so beautiful to me. She said, "I think the job of a therapist is to hold a light, a flame of hope for clients, like inside of them. And so when the client doesn't have the flame of hope inside of them," and often I picture the Olympic torch, that kind of image, then the therapist has it so they can hold it for them and then eventually reignite the flame inside of themselves. Last paragraph. Often our memories in life of when we were ourselves involve high energy in at least one of these domains and subsequent behaviors, productivity, or interactions with other people that brought us deep joy. So an example I think of, a time I felt really like myself is when I was singing opera in Italy. Super high physical energy. I would say high emotional energy and high creative energy were the big three for that. And because I was feeling so connected to emotions and creativity, and I was physically healthy relatively, I was able to sing for hours and hours and perform pretty much the best I have ever performed my entire life. And I felt so much in a flow state, and it was so joyful. An example I can imagine for you listening might be feeling a lot of emotional and social energy in an interaction with a loved one that you just cherish and you'll probably cherish forever. So with all of that being said, my name is Caitlin Ruby Miller. I'm a therapist licensed in Illinois and Wisconsin. I see individuals, couples, and families in Wisconsin and Illinois, and my groups, most of them are worldwide. I do a creative projects group, a tarot discover yourself archetypal roleplay group, and neuro tribes for trying times to support neurodivergent people through difficult times. If you'd like me to speak on anything in particular, you have any questions, would like any resources, you are welcome to reach out, and please share this with anyone you think might benefit from it. And I am wishing you all the best in these times. Be well. Thank you.